Have you ever taken melatonin for sleep only to find it didn't work, or you woke up feeling groggy? What if the problem isn't melatonin itself, but a lack of the raw material your body needs to make its own? We're going to look at the master building block for sleep and mood, 5-HTP. So, what exactly is 5-HTP? The full name is 5-hydroxytryptophan. It's not a drug, it's a natural compound, a metabolite that our own bodies produce as a stepping stone. For supplemental purposes, it's extracted from a natural source, the seeds of an African plant called Griffonia simplicifolia. Its entire job, its only purpose, is to be a critical link in a much larger biochemical production line. Let's dissect that production line. This is the central serotonergic pathway, and it's the heart of our entire discussion. It all starts with tryptophan. This is an amino acid you get from eating protein-rich foods like turkey, eggs, and nuts. Now, for that tryptophan to do any good for your mood or sleep, your body must first convert it into 5-HTP. This first step is handled by a specific enzyme called tryptophan hydroxylase. This enzyme is the famous rate-limiting step. In simple terms, it's the bottleneck in the entire system. It's the one slow toll booth on an 8-lane superhighway.
Once tryptophan gets through that bottleneck and becomes 5-HTP, the rest of the journey is an express route. The 5-HTP is then converted very quickly and easily into serotonin, the hormone we all know as the well-being or mood hormone. Finally, as the day ends and your brain's pineal gland senses darkness, it takes that available serotonin and begins converting it into melatonin, your body's natural sleep hormone. So, to review the pathway: tryptophan, slow bottleneck; 5-HTP, fast; serotonin, transports, afterwards, at night, melatonin. This brings us to the first critical scientific question. Why take 5-HTP? Why not just take tryptophan? There are two major problems with tryptophan. First, as we just established, the tryptophan hydroxylase bottleneck. This enzyme works slowly, and taking more tryptophan is just like sending more cars to an already jammed toll booth. It doesn't speed up the line. By taking 5-HTP directly, you bypass that bottleneck completely. Second, and this is even more important, is the problem of competition at the blood-brain barrier. Think of the blood-brain barrier as a highly secure checkpoint. For tryptophan to get from your blood into your brain, where it's needed, it has to be actively transported across this barrier. At this checkpoint, it must compete for a ride with other, more abundant amino acids, like tyrosine, leucine, and valine. Tryptophan often loses this fight, and much of it never even gets to the brain. Here is the advantage. 5-HTP does not have this competition. It has its own VIP pass and crosses the blood-brain barrier easily and unopposed. The conclusion is clear. Supplementing with 5-HTP is a vastly more direct, efficient, and reliable method for increasing serotonin levels inside the brain than supplementing with tryptophan. Okay, so why not just skip all this and take melatonin directly? As we said in the hook, taking melatonin is a sledgehammer approach. It's an external hormonal signal that forces your brain to initiate sleep. This can work, but it often leads to that trademark groggy melatonin hangover. Your body didn't choose to make it, it was given it, and the timing or dose might be off from your body's natural rhythm. 5-HTP is a builder approach. It's a much more intelligent and strategic. You are not giving your body the final hormone, you are giving it the precursor, the raw building block, which becomes serotonin. This allows your own pineal gland to decide how much melatonin it needs to produce, and when to produce it, in natural, perfect response to darkness. You are restoring the body's own ability to regulate itself. This all sounds great, but why is this production line broken for so many people in the first place? This is where we connect directly back to our definitive guide. The true enemy is chronic stress, and its hormone, cortisol. Cortisol, your stress hormone, and serotonin, your well-being hormone, have a well-documented inverse relationship. When one is high, the other is typically low. To keep you in a state of high alert, vigilance, and anxiety, your chronic stress response literally burns through and depletes your brain's reserves of serotonin. This depletion is the exact biochemical reason you feel tired but wired at night.
Your body is physically exhausted from the cortisol-driven stress, but your brain is on high alert. Your serotonin tank is empty, so when bedtime finally comes, even though you are desperate for sleep, your brain has no raw material left to make the conversion into melatonin. The production line is shut down. 5-HTP works by refilling the very tank that stress depleted. It gives your body the raw material to first re-establish a sense of well-being, serotonin, and then, finally, to produce its own natural melatonin when the time is right. And this isn't just theory. The research supports this mechanism. For sleep, studies have shown that 5-HTP can significantly reduce sleep latency. That's the scientific term for the amount of time it takes you to fall asleep. For mood, because it is the direct precursor to serotonin, it has been widely studied for its positive effects on mood and anxiety. And of course, by reducing the baseline of anxiety, you are, in turn, creating a far better foundation for restful sleep. As an interesting side note, serotonin also plays a key role in appetite regulation. This pathway is also directly linked to a reduction in cravings, especially for carbohydrates, which, as you know, is a major factor in metabolism. Now, as a researcher, I must include a critical note on safety. 5-HTP is a powerful bioactive compound and is not for everyone. There is one major warning. Because it works by directly increasing serotonin, it should never be combined with prescription antidepressants, especially SSRIs like fluoxetine, sertraline, or escitalopram, unless you are under the direct supervision of a medical doctor. Taking both can create a dangerous excess of serotonin, a condition known as serotonin syndrome. This is a serious medical risk. Always consult your physician before starting any new supplement. Now you know how to rebuild your body's natural sleep pathway. But if you want to see the full picture of how this sleep pathway is connected to your metabolism and weight loss, click here to watch our definitive guide on the full sleep, stress, metabolism cycle. And if you want to see how 5-HTP is combined with powerful metabolic ingredients, like berberine, to attack both the sleep and the metabolism problem at the same time, click here for our analysis of the Sleep Lean formula. Subscribe to the Wellness Lab to master the science of your health.